Happy Friday, everybody! Welcome to our GeoJuice mobile app webinar for home improvement contractors. I'm here with our GeoJuice expert, Emmanuel Manful. This is Jennifer Clark. I'm a senior marketing manager at Surefire Social, and I'm also joined by Stephen Eastlack, who's our webinar ninja here at Surefire. It looks like we've got some familiar faces here today, but for anybody who is joining us for their first Surefire Social webinar, I've got a little tidbit to share. Our founder and CEO, Chris Morentis, started Surefire Social with the goal of helping local businesses navigate the digital marketing world through education. And also, one way we're able to do this today as a company is with our coaches. So our coaches like Emmanuel are experts on marketing, and they help businesses learn how to create a reliable pipeline for their business. GeoJuice, which we'll be talking about today and showing you, is a powerful tool for local businesses for getting new reviews and for telling search engines where your business is located and what service areas your business serves. If you have any questions during the webinar today, you can enter them into the chat box that's on the right side of your computer screen. So why don't we go ahead and test that right now and let us know where you're joining us from today. And lastly, I've got a little embarrassing tidbit about Emmanuel that I want to share. Make sure you're all listening.
Oh, no.
I recently found out that Emmanuel likes to eat a bowl of breakfast cereal as a bedtime snack. So now everybody knows these are the kinds of things we'll be talking about today. No, I'm just kidding. You can expect a lot of useful information from today's webinar. And with that, I'll hand things over to Emmanuel. The floor is yours.
Yes, thank you, Jenna. You set me up here, but it is okay. We are going to rock and roll. So hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. We're going to be talking about GeoJuice, and I am the digital marketing strategist here at Surefire Social, and my goal is to help improve the client's online visibility. So whether that be a website, whether that be help giving you help via GeoJuice, I am here to help you and assist you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about it. So GeoJuice, what is it, right? GeoJuice is the mobile application, website plugin, and a desktop website that allows you to create unique check-ins and post these directly to your website, your Facebook, and your Twitter accounts. One thing that we all don't have enough of, and I think everybody can agree, is we just don't have enough time. So how do you think it would be to have to do a check-in and have to go to Facebook and post that picture, or have to go back to Twitter and then post that picture, and then have to go back to your website and post that again? I think most people would get turned off and say, you know what, we're just going to go ahead and take care of this job, go home, get some dinner, and do it all over again. So the goal is we want to make your lives easier. While you're doing your business, we want to give you all the different tools that help you succeed, and GeoJuice is that one simple app that can help you take care of social visibility and online reputation. So, does it work? Of course it does, because I wouldn't be talking about it if it didn't. So, GeoJuice can help you because it works, and the reason why is, if you ever think about your competitors, put yourself in a position of what are they doing that's helping them grow. Sometimes we don't know. Maybe they're doing paid advertising. Maybe they actually post to their social media accounts, 3 or 4 times a day. Maybe they're doing a promotion. Maybe they have great directory listing and everything is consistent. You don't know. But having a simple solution like GeoJuice is one resource that you can have and say, you know what, I have that and my clients don't have that. Okay? And working with us, we give you this helpful resource with me being your coach, and we'll talk about it and we'll go through the steps and find out how to set it up on your website, find out how to get reviews, and just set it up and just have a sense of collaboration between the business and ourselves. All right, so just a short break here. I'm just going to let everybody know I want this to be a very human interaction. So if you have any questions, please feel free to just comment in the chat box and I'll answer it as soon as I see it, okay? All right, so we're going to talk about Google-centric versus mobile-centric world, right? the theme that you're going to hear from me countless times today is time. Time this, time that, and time everything, because time is one thing that we just cannot buy. We can buy a nice steak from Ruth Chris, but we cannot buy time. And with that, most of our searches or things that we're looking for are all moving via mobile-based. So 10 years ago, every household would probably have a desktop. Now, maybe 2 and 5, 3 and 5, we just don't know. Everything is moving mobile because we don't have enough time. We need to go to the doctor's appointment. We need to check into our flights, and we just can't do it from home. So if you think about it, 65% of searches are on Google, and that counts to about 2 trillion searches a year. And if 50% of searches are on a mobile device, can you imagine if your site is not even mobile friendly where you would be, or if you're not even available to be seen online by your potential customers? Now let's go ahead and break that down to one more step. 33% of mobile searches are all location-based queries, and what that simply means is people are searching for eye doctor near me, or a roofer near me, or a contractor near my city. People want to know what's around them so they can access this information very, very quickly. Of course, you can't do that online because that'll take, days, and then you have to transfer it to your phone, and it's just too much. Nobody wants to deal with that. So with the location-based queries, GeoJuice is pretty much creating a proximity heat map for you and say, hey, I do business in 3 to 5 cities that's near me. So for an example, let's say that you're in Virginia and you live in Fairfax, and your business is located in Fairfax. You can let Google know that you do business in Vienna, you do business in Loudoun County, you do business in Alexandria or Arlington. So this is what the GeoJuice app really, really helps you do. It really centers that location-based query for where your business is actually located. And keep in mind, location searches will grow very, very fast. As you can see now, people can actually search for things with their watches. So imagine that. So we went from iPads to phones to watches. I mean, it's getting smaller and smaller and faster. One thing that I want you guys to keep in mind, Google does penalize your website for not being mobile friendly. All right. So I'm just going to take a quick break here again and see if anybody has any questions.
Hey, Emmanuel. Yes, I did get a question from Alice, and she wanted to know how she can find out if her website is mobile friendly.
That's a great question, actually. So we have a lot of nerds and geeks here, and we actually have a website where you can test your website actually to see how mobile friendly it is, and I think it's based on a score. So we're going to actually include that link in the chat box, and whenever you have time, maybe even during this webinar, go ahead and check it out. And then if you have questions after, feel free to, chime in the chat box. All right. So let's proceed. Website versus digital print, and why is GeoJuice important to you? So I'm going to try to use this analogy, and I hope it works. If we look at a website, this is the place where you house your most important information, right? So you house your name, your business name, of course, address, and your phone number. We, in the marketing world, just call it NAP data, right? But you house your most important information, and then, of course, you talk about what you do, so your services, and then about your company, when you started, your reputation within the community and what you do to help your community. So that's your website. But what about all the other footprints that you can leave? So let's take this analogy here, right? You're walking on the beach. The sand, the footprints in the sand that you leave, people can see that as you're walking. So if you are online and you have a website, what else are you leaving online for people to find you? Yes, you have a website, but that's just the main thing. That's the main avenue for people to find you, and sometimes that's even hard to find. So what about social media channels like Facebook, Twitter, House, and Home Advisor, and things of that nature? What about other directory listings that you've never even used before, like Yellow Pages or Better Business Bureau? Okay. What about Google SEO? What about that? And how about GeoJuice check-ins? Yeah, you thought I was not going to touch on that, right? And yes, I will. So the digital footprint is all these things apart from your website that you have left that people can find you, whether they're searching for a contractor, whether they're searching for a siding installation, whether they're searching for an eye doctor, whatever they're searching for. When you leave a digital footprint online, it's going to help you in terms of visibility to get more leads and more indexing and more ranking. And we'll talk about that one a little later. All right. We've talked a lot about Google and mobile and all the other mumbo jumbo. So let's actually talk about what GeoJuice is, and let's do a test run and see how it works, okay? Keep in mind, it's a 3-step process. It's really simple. We want you to do a check-in and get back to what you love to do, which is contracting or being an optometrist or being a dentist. We want you to get back to doing what you really love to do. So GeoJuice, the mobile application, you can also access it via desktop. It allows you to create hyper-local content that Google loves. And when I say love, they love it. Why do they love it? Google, just like you, wants to help people. So you want to help people sleep better at night because they have a better roof on their heads. Google wants to get this information so that when people are searching for anything online, it's available and it's convenient and it's reliable information. So in turn, the more check-ins you do, the more Google has to actually index. Think of it as the cookie monster. They love cookies. Improved ranking over time and increased web visibility. And all of this information, in turn, will get you more leads. So post frequently, post close to your business. If you're in Virginia, don't go to California and do a check-in, please, okay? And make sure that your posts are recent. But if you do frequent posts, your posts will definitely turn out to be recent, okay? So this is the mobile app right here. If you take a look here, we've got 3 steps. Describe what you're working on. So let's just say that you're a contractor and you're working on a new window, okay? You click that small camera icon to the left. You choose a picture. You describe it. And then to the right of the camera, there's a small pin drop. You drop that pin and boom, you're done. Yeah, it definitely would sound and look a little easier if I were to show you exactly what I was talking about, right? All right, so here I am. I'm actually going to show you. All right, so let's take a look at how GeoJuice works when you actually use it. All right, so right now you're going to see on your screen an actual check-in, okay? So as we just mentioned, you choose a photo. Got a lot of beautiful photos here. We choose a photo and we're going to do window. So now we're going to describe exactly what we worked on, okay? So if I'm typing, I would say just installed. Okay, and bear with me here for a second. I type a little slow. Just installed new energy efficient windows. Okay. Now the great thing about typing here is that a lot of phones are smart, no pun intended, and they can pick up your spell check and they can actually suggest words to you. So this even cuts your time down some more. So just install new energy efficient windows for new customer with, and then as I'm typing, you see that there's a small blue location pin there. That's the location that I'm going to be pinning real soon. So for new customer with old windows causing high utility bill. All right, and that's it. That's all I have to say. And once I do that, I go to the right and I click on that pin drop, and voila, we're done. Check-in is done. Now,
sorry, Emmanuel, I just had a quick question that we got from one of our attendees. they wanted to know where those images get posted. I'm sure you're about to answer that, but just wanted to jump in.
Sure.
Ask you ahead of time.
Okay. Yeah, so these images can go to 3 different places. For starters, any GeoJuice application that's installed on your site, any check-in that you do goes directly to your site. So you can choose the page on your site that you want it to go to. For example, if you wanted that to be on your home page, that's no problem. If you have an areas we serve page, that's usually the recommended page. You can post those there. So the pictures go there along with the actual map that says checked in nearby. Now it doesn't say check in nearby, but you'll see a small map in them that'll give you the, the location of where you actually checked in. Okay. But if you have it integrated with Facebook and Twitter, after you actually complete the check-in, you're going to see that get posted to your Facebook accounts and your Twitter accounts, and it's going to look very, very nice, and I'll show you how that's going to look very, very shortly. Okay? All right, so the review portion of this is the 4th part. The review portion is a very, very neat part that allows you to actually send a review to the customer that you just serviced. So we just completed new energy efficient windows for Jane Johnson. Okay, so you type in her name, you type in her phone number, and you send it to her. Now, it's always recommended to ask the customer if they don't mind doing the review, because at least that way you can have an idea that yes, they will actually do the review. But they have 2 ways to get it. They can either have that sent via email or SMS text message. So as you can see, we've just completed a check-in and a review request. And when those reviews get posted, they'll go to your actual page that has GeoJuice code inserted. All right. So that is GeoJuice. Isn't that amazing? I think really that took about 1.5 minutes to do. All right. I'm going to turn it over here to Jen for a second.
Hey everybody, I'm just chiming in for just a second. We wanted to run a poll, which we've launched on the screen right now. As an offer, just in case you want to have a chance to try out GeoJuice or learn a little bit more about what we do here, answer the poll letting us know if you'd like a visibility checkup. We'll take a look at your online presence. It's a one-on-one analysis with a marketing expert, just like Emmanuel here, and they will work with you, make things a lot easier to understand, and show you how some of these cool tools work. So we'll just leave this poll up for a couple seconds longer. You also have the option of getting a copy of the presentation deck. Okay. I think we can go back to our presentation.
All righty. So that was part 1, and we're going to jump into part 2. Now, part 1 was more so the overall umbrella of, online visibility and digital presence and the footprint that you should leave as a business. Second part, we're going to start diving into GeoJuice and what you'll actually receive after you've checked in. So, you had a question about where the check-ins actually go. So they go to your website here, and if we take a look, we can see the heat map at the top. The heat map is showing you all of your most recent check-ins, and it's built a heat map of where you usually do services in. So we'll see some blue ones, we'll see some green ones there, but right below that, we can actually see the box with the check-in. So we've got the nice picture here. Now, of course, that's not the same check-in that we just did, but this is more of the example here. So the check-in was new Certainty GAF roof in Haddonfield today, and it looks great. So it's got your location that says near Hillside Lane, Haddonfield, New Jersey, with the zip code. Now, it does not disclose the customer's address. It's just a proximity. So you don't have to worry about your customer saying, hey, will my information be online? The only thing that's really going to be shown here on the check-in is just their home, or whichever part of their project you take a picture of. Okay. All right, Facebook check-in. So if you do have GeoJuice integrated to go ahead and post to your Facebook and Twitter, this is what it's going to look like when you have it on Facebook. So pretty similar look on the website as it is on Facebook. So John C. checked in near Hillside Lane, Haddonfield, New Jersey, and it's got GeoJuice check-in, and then of course it has your company branded name at the bottom. So this is what we're talking about when we say digital footprint. You have your website and you've got all of your most important details in there, but also in Facebook you've got that actual footprint, so that, let's just say for whatever reason your website wasn't working for the day. Now we've got your footprint on Facebook, and customers can still find you. And if you look down there at the bottom, you see that you've reached 119 people just from this check-in alone. So great tool, very great tool. All right, Google, what we use every day. I'm sure you tell your friends, let's Google it. Nobody ever says, let's Bing it and see. It just doesn't sound good. So we're looking on Google right now, and if we type in that exact phrase that we just saw, new certainty GAF roof in Haddonfield, New Jersey, guess what pops up? Your digital footprint, not only from your website, but from your Facebook. And if you have reviews on there, you can actually see that your Facebook ratings are 5 out of 21 votes. So great tool, especially when we live in a world where reviews are king. You want to make sure that the person that's going to be working on your house or working on your teeth or working on your eyes has credible ratings from other people that have actually used those services. Okay, so let's go on here. All right, so we've seen that. The question is, what does Google want? Google wants geotag content. They want mobile-friendly content. They want people to review you. You say, oh, they want too much. But really, think about it from your perspective. If you're a customer and you're looking for something online, you want to have great data presented to you. You want a user-friendly experience. You don't want to say, oh man, I had to pull this site up and it wasn't mobile-friendly, and I had to scroll down and I had to scroll to the right and scroll to the left. That's 1999. So now you want something that's mobile-friendly, so all you need to do is scroll down. That's all you do. You scroll up and you scroll down and you see exactly what you need to see. Okay? When people review you, they're leaving their comments. They're counting you as a reputable company, that other customers can actually go to. So when we use GeoJuice, we want you to cultivate your digital footprint over time. Of course, this is not a 1-month process. This is 6 months. This is 1 year. As you continue to do check-ins, you build your digital footprint. So over time, if anybody is searching for a roofing company in your city, you can be one of the top searches. Now, this is the real techie stuff, and I'm not going to dive too deep into this, but there's 3 levels, right, when it comes to online visibility. First level is your actual website. You've got a website, you've got a business, and it's online. So mybusiness.com, that's the first level. The second level is when people actually search for you and actually type in your company name, or type in roofer near me or contractor near me, and you pop up. That's the second level. That means that you're doing pretty good. Now the third level, which is a little more on the webmaster techie side, is what Google actually does for that search to pop up for you. So this is where Google goes in and presents structural data and rich local content, so that if people are searching for you, you can actually see that. And if we take a look at this box here, we can see exactly what we just saw. New certainty GAF roof in Haddonfield today, and it looks great. Tell me that doesn't look great. Yes. So if we move on one more time, the most important part of any online business or any online visibility, in my perspective, is reviews. Perfect example. We're going to go out to dinner tonight. I'm going to look on Yelp. I'm going to search Google, and I'm going to see what company or what restaurant, 1, has a lot of pictures of the food that they offer, and 2, has great ratings or great reviews. If they have either or both, which is preferred, chances are we're going to go pick that one. And sometimes even when you try the food and it's not that good, in your mind, you're okay with it because you saw that they had a 4.5 review rating. Okay? So let's take a look at the review portion. Reviews happen two ways. Reviews directly through the GeoJuice app goes right to your website, as you can see here. So we have customer leave a review, 5 out of 5, based on quality, price, and convenience. This review gets posted to your website, so if potential customers come to that site and they say, what are the reviews? What are people saying? It's right there. They don't have to go anywhere. They don't have to go to Yelp. They don't have to search Google. They don't have to do anything. It is right there. And as you can see, it is powered by GeoJuice. One thing, too, that we always keep in mind is, although we have a lot of content, a lot of rich content on your website, we want it to be nice and clean. So as you take a look at this slide here, you can see that, one, we have the heat map on the top. We tell you exactly what it is. Local reviews at the top. We have a 5 out of 5 based on 22 customer reviews. And we present this review information to the left, and then the actual check-in that the client did to the right. So it's pretty nice and sleek design. Okay, so reviews, right? We're still talking about reviews here. If we take a look at this second box down here at the bottom, the GeoJuice reviews are the ones that's actually aggregating to show 4.9 out of 14 reviews. So this is the power of GeoJuice right here in the palm of your hands. You don't have to go online and say, hey, can you guys review my site for me, please, because I need reviews. No, you talk to the customer when they're right in front of your face and say, hey, look, thank you for choosing us. Would you mind doing a quick review for us? And this is exactly what you get. 14 reviews, and you got a 4.9. You got 4.9 stars. That's great. That means that you're doing something right. This is what we call digital footprint. When you have GeoJuice, you can also have reviews syndicated to several third-party websites. Top 4 that we normally see: Google, House, Facebook, and Yelp. I'm sure you've been on Yelp several times to check for something, whether it be food or a doctor or sometimes a contractor. But when you have these review sites actually linked to your GeoJuice page, you can actually just tell the customer to go there. And all you have to do is just enter the link of your actual Facebook or Yelp page, send it to the customer easily, and they'll see the whole list. So you can say, hey, would you mind leaving us a review on Yelp? Or just have the customer choose. As soon as you send that text message to them, they see all of these review sites that you've syndicated on their actual mobile phone. So maybe they don't have a Gmail account and they can't leave you that review, but they do have a Facebook account, so they can leave that review there. So we give the customers options. You know, people definitely like options. So if you go down the list, there's so many other places. There's Better Business Bureau, there's Super Pages, Merchant Circle, Angie's List. That's a very good one, actually. But one thing that I do know is Google and Yelp and Facebook are usually the top places for searching for reviews, especially in a world of reputation. At the end of the day, when you've used GeoJuice and you've talked with your customers and you've done a couple check-ins and you see the flow of how things are working, we want to make sure that you've solved your problem. You went from not having online visibility, or at least having it but not enough of it, to having a tremendous amount of reputation and review. So if you can answer these questions at mid course of your GeoJuice usage, if you can say that you've created a better digital footprint, if you can say that you've increased your online reputation and reviews, and that you've been able to connect with your community via social media photos and recent projects, we can definitely say that GeoJuice is the app for you. It's not meant to be a one-all, be-all. It's meant to be a resource. It's meant to be an addition. And that's what we always refer to when we say digital footprint. It's not just one thing. It's several things that you do. It's like back in the day when you had a business and you did newspaper ads and you did radio ads. Now we're really moving into a mobile-centric universe where digital footprints is key. Don't let your competitor beat you. Don't let your competitor have paid advertising and you don't. Don't let your competitor have GeoJuice and you don't. Make sure that you are staying ahead of your competition, because nowadays, I'm telling you right now, competition is very, very, very tough. And you need to get out there and get on it and save time. And you can do all of that with what? Say it with me now. GeoJuice. Alrighty, so that concludes the presentation for today. Thank you guys and gals for sticking with me. I know there were some parts that were probably like, huh? Well, this is the perfect time to ask any questions, or if you don't have time right now, you can give us a call. You can send an email to Lauren M at Surefire Social, and she will answer any questions that you have. And again, I want to thank all of you for joining me and my team here today. Of course, on a Friday, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you came here to listen, and we really appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
One last thing I wanted to chime in about. We've got another webinar coming up that's on reviews. So if you'd like more information on how a contractor who got a negative review was able to combat that and turn it into a positive, we've got Bill Owens coming next week on Wednesday. He's president of Owens Construction, and him, in conjunction with my colleague, our CMO, Sashi Belamkanda, gave this presentation at their modeling show this October to great audience joy. It was really a fantastic presentation. So if you can make it out, I recommend it. I'll stick the link to this webinar in the chat box, and you can also always send us a message to get more information about this webinar or anything that we covered today, or anything that you have a question about, really, in the digital marketing space. A big thank you goes out to Emmanuel for such a fantastic presentation on GeoJuice, and it's very educational. Thank you all again for giving us some of your time today on this Friday. Have a great weekend.